Hi guys, it's Professor Sager again. Today we're going to learn about establishing intravenous infusions. So again, you're going to check your doctor's orders. You're going to do all of the pre-checks. Make sure that your fluid is correct. Make sure that you have the correct fluid and it's also within the date. If you look on your IV fluids, all of them should have an expiration date on the corner. So this one shows expired because it's a practice one, guys. But if you're using it for regular people, it's not going to have an expired date. If it has an expired date, you don't want to use that. Go get a new one. Okay, so you make sure that you have the appropriate fluid. This one is D5, and it would say lactated ringers. It would say normal saline. You have to make sure you have the correct one that coincides to the doctor's order. So you get your fluid after you do all of those checks, and you're going to hang it on your pole like that, okay? And then you want to get an infusion set, continued flow solution set. This is going to depend on your facility of what it says, but you just want a continued flow solution set. And you open it by pulling the side. It's got a perforated, so you open that, and you pull out your tubing. You want to take out all of the white plastic or white paper holders. The next thing you want to do is you want to push the side clamp up, and this essentially shuts off the tubing set because I don't want the fluid to just flow into all of the tubing. I wanted a measured flow. Okay, at this point you're going to pull off this blue on the fluid. You notice that no fluid is coming out because the bag is sealed inside. When I open this up, there's a spike on this. If you can see that spike, it's very sharp. Now, that can poke into your finger and cause you to bleed. So be very careful with that. Okay? And if you do that, you have to get rid of it because it's now contaminated. But for now, you just want to make sure that you put it inside of the hole here and push up until you see air bubbles. That means that you've punctured the seal in there. Now, if you push on here, you should get fluid. Now, I want you to see that there's a line in here. Can everybody see that line inside this cylinder? We want to fill the fluid to that line. And how you do that is you simply push on the cylinder and the fluid comes in. Now, we can either go up to the line all the way or just under. I like to go just under. So now we have fluid in our chamber, our drip chamber, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to have your slide clamp in your hand, your non-dominant hand, and you want to have your first port like this, okay, upside down. And when we held it upside down, there's a reason for that. Because when this fills up with fluid, okay, the air will go to the the lowest point. No, excuse me, the highest point. So the fluid is going to come in and fill up into the port, and the air is going to push up through the tubing because we don't want air inside of our tubing. So what you want to do is you want to hold it upside down and open your slide clamp just a little, and as you can see, it starts to drip from the chambers. And the fluid is going down the tubing, and now it's filling my port, and now I have fluid past my port. So I'm going to clamp my tubing again, okay? And the fluid is now here in my tubing. See, there's fluid right here. You can see that line. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow my tubing to the next port. And sometimes it requires you to. All right, so our next port is all the way at the end. So we want to hold this upside down like we did the other one. The port is upside down. We're going to open our slide clamp. You want to not have it go too fast because you want to be able to control it. And it's flowing into my chamber now. In filling, so now it's pushing the air. All of the air is going out of this end now, and this is filling with fluid. And I will not have any air in my tubing once it gets to the end. So now I clamp it, just because I don't want to make a mess. And if you look, there should be no air within the tubing itself of the IV, because air inside of an IV can cause what we call an air emboli, and that can kill a person. So we don't want to do that as a nurse, do we? We definitely do not want to do that. So that's how you establish IV fluid, and that's how you prime a line. So there you go. And then we go into this other.